Hello, people. So, I'm back. Actually, oh my God, it's such a beautiful day. Yeah. I feel like every time there's a really beautiful day and it's just like quiet and the birds are chirping and, it smells like really earthy, I'm always really, really, really amped up to make some kind of video to try and put out something that I feel like may be useful for starting a conversation or to get people to just simply think about things. So today I was thinking about freedom, and what it means to be free, or even how we can be free. So, in my opinion, freedom means that we are able to think for ourselves. We're able to not only think for ourselves, but we're able to do things that benefit more than just ourselves. So we're able to think for ourselves, but outside of the box of the self, if that makes sense for any of you. Many of us live in free societies. Some of us don't. But interestingly enough, the free societies are the societies that need more control over the thought process. So if you do notice, like America, for example, you see that we are considered a free society, right? However, our people are constantly bombarded by messages over and over and over again. We have almost every business, especially big businesses with public relations teams, that are telling us, hey, this is how you should be thinking. This is what you should be doing. This is what's best. And it's kind of like a constant cycle of pounding into our heads what we should be thinking. And then you look at our people and you see that everybody, they'll come through, there'll be a wave, and everybody will be rocking Michael Kors purses and watches as far as females go. And then, for males, it'll be whatever is popular for the men at that time. And many of us don't wonder why, why does that happen? And how does it happen? And how do we get so many people on such a large scale to aspire to materialistic things in the way that they do? And I don't think many of us think about it enough, because if we did, then we realize that that is a humongous sign of lack of actual freedom in the mind, because to take away someone's freedom physically, it's more difficult than to take it away mentally. Once you can control the mind, once you can control what people have here, then you've pretty much gotten everything. You've gotten it everything. You can beat people for days, and maybe they'll be in fear, but that's not going to stop them from necessarily thinking the way that they think. Now, when you influence the thought process, then that does a whole lot on the individual and then the society as a whole. So then we see things like mass groups of people going and worshiping materialism, which isn't even at the end of the day all about materialism. Because just think, if somebody can control our minds on the materialistic level, then what else are they controlling our minds, in aspect two? So everything that we think, if we've been mastered mentally and swayed towards these materialistic things, that's just one aspect of our mastering. And when I say mastering, I'm not saying we mastered the stuff. I'm saying they've mastered us, whoever they are, who hold the power, who understand the power of the psyche and the power of being able to control the psyche. So really today, I just want to say, think for yourself. If you want to be free, if you want true freedom, think for yourself. Everybody's not going to be able to do this, because it's difficult, and a lot of people have to break their chains of fear of not knowing what to do or how to do it on their own whenever they are cut loose from Big Daddy, whoever, So think for yourself. Really use your mind. Before you go in to get help, before you go in to buy something, before you go in to do something, when you say you can't do something, ask yourself, say, why do I feel like I need this? Why do I feel like I need this help? Why do I feel like I can't do this particular thing? What is it? And then sit down and really spend some time with yourself. I mean, not just a couple of minutes, not just a couple of hours, but maybe even a couple of days. Sit down and spend some time with yourself trying to figure out why I think like this. Why is it that I don't like that person? Why is it that I don't like those groups of people? Sit down and think about it. And then try to think about maybe some influences that you may have had around. Maybe it was parents, maybe it was grandparents, but then try to think about their influences. You don't have to go that deep, but if you just simply sit down and think, like, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel the need to need that? Then you'll start to awaken something in your mind that prompts you to question the things that you do on a routine basis. And this will also help you to evaluate whether or not the information that you get, the advice that you get, and the things that are going on in your world are actually worth it or not. To help you kind of go through and say, okay, that's complete bullshit, or okay, maybe that's something that's agreeable. But then you have to question that thing too. So you always start with yourself. Start with, why do I think this way? Why do I need this thing? Why do I feel like I can't do something? And then once you do go to get help, well, why did that person say what they said? Why do they feel that way? Why do they think that way? And it's always a really great, 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 great and helpful thing to ask the people that you're soliciting help from, well, why do you feel that way? Why do you think that way? And then you're going to either find that because they're getting things from like the same place that you're getting them from, whether they be like internal, mentally, or from the outside, or maybe they have like some different resources, and the two of you can come together to find out, how that best can be implemented in your life to help you change, or to help you think different, or to help you realize that you have a different set of, powers to think, to be more free. And it's always like, just always, always, always so useful to remember that just because someone has a high level of degrees, just because someone has a high position, is, seemingly powerful person as far as money goes or certificates go, does not mean that they have like the best information for you. It does not mean that what they're going to present you is going to be God stamped. It doesn't. In fact, the majority of people who have like these really big degrees and a whole lot of money, they can sit down and tell you things that don't mean shit. Like, really. And they can sit down and tell you some things that won't benefit you at all. So the little message of today is just to think for yourself. If you want to be free, you have to start by thinking for yourself, questioning everything you do, then questioning the things that the people that you interact with do, and then trying to figure out where there's a line of change that needs to be made in between those things. Peace out.